It says we are live already. Okay, that was fast. Welcome. Hi, Amy. Haven't talked to you in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. Too long, I tell
I've
you.
I've got my camera on, so I hope you don't mind that I'm going to be smoking and drinking. I've got my coffee cup full of Jesus juice, red wine,
Awesome.
and just in case any of you have HD cameras or HD video, my right eye is all puffy.
Oh
I,
my.
it's
Yeah,
all
I
red.
see
It's
that.
all red and swollen. I'll give you a quick update and then we'll get on to today's topic that I felt compelled to address just now. Um, Wednesday afternoon, about dinner time, 4:30 ish. We're watching a couple of friends' dogs. A friend, my wife's friend, went out of town, and we're watching her dogs. One of them is old and mostly blind, and wandered into my damn pond.
Oh
And
dear.
he it was on a little shelf, so he was only it's just a short dog. He was only, chest deep in water. And I went to go pick him up and get him out of the pond, and I have a pond plant in the corner. It's called a horsetail, and I'm not sure. I've got one here as an example just to show you. Check this out.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's spiky.
Yeah, it's like a cactus needle. Look at that thing.
Very much, yes.
Well, I took one of those in the eyeball.
Ow.
And it was freaking horrible. I wound up in the emergency room Wednesday night, and they weren't able to do very much for me. And the doctor at the emergency room spent a few seconds, literally 15 seconds at the most, with that little handheld thing that
Right.
has the magnifying glass and the light bulb.
Yep.
Same thing they look in your ears with.
Yep.
And she said, I can't find anything. No surprise there. So she's basically sent me home. She gave me some numbing drops and then sent me home with and they gave me a Percocet before I left the hospital and sent me home with a prescription for Percocet, basically just a painkiller. And said that I had,
Mm-hmm.
they put dye in my eye and hit me with a black light, and they could see the injury and the scratches. And she said she couldn't see anything, couldn't find anything. Of course, she didn't. She's not an optometrist, and she couldn't find anything. Not an ophthalmologist. Um, so that cost me $300 on Wednesday night. So Thursday, I suffered all day long, hoping that maybe it would resolve itself. And I mean, Thursday was bad, and then Thursday night was fucking torture. So Wednesday afternoon, dinner time, the injury happened. I got about an hour's sleep that night, and then I suffered all day Thursday. And with the pain medication, it felt okay. I thought I was getting better, but then Thursday night rolled around, and Thursday night I might have got 2.5, maybe 3 hours of sleep Thursday night. So in 2 nights, I might have got 4 hours of sleep, and so I was virtually fucking blind because I had a fucking needle, this tiny little tip, the tiny little tip of this thing right there. You see how it's bent on the tip? It's this little dry, sharp. See the little bent tip right there? That actually broke off and was in my eye and was bugging the crap out of me. It was horrible. It was like fucking. It was like fucking torture for 48 hours. Um, Amy, are you still with me? You went silent. No, can't hear you. If you're saying anything, I can't hear you. Uh-oh. You said over here my CPU is 100% again. Okay. Well, I can't hear you, Amy. So if you want to leave and come back and try again, whatever. Anyway, I went to the ophthalmologist. There you are. So I went to the ophthalmologist yesterday, and they, they were wonderful. They took their time, slowly, very methodically, found that little broken tip, this tiny, tiny little needle thing.
Come on, computer.
I can hear
Behave.
you now. I don't know if you can hear me, Amy, but I hear you yelling at your computer. Look, the reason I wanted to do this live stream, I hear you. I hear you. Yes, I hear you.
Uh, until until my CPU clears up, I don't think you'll be able to hear me very well.
I totally,
Okay, yeah,
I
it's
told,
clearing
I
up
told.
now, but yeah, there for a while. I didn't hear half of your story, so
Well, there wasn't much to tell. I went to the emergency room, and they did a very
yeah, I
insufficient,
caught most. I caught
insufficient job. So
yeah, I caught
yesterday I went to the ophthalmologist, and the ophthalmologist was able to locate that little tiny broken, maybe the camera's getting it right there,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that little tiny needle tip that's, you can see it's bent right now because if you touch it, it breaks off. Right, hang on, right there, that little freaking tip,
yep.
that little needle tip. That thing was in my eye for like 48 hours. It was horrible. It was torture.
Oh my God. Ugh.
So yesterday at the ophthalmologist, they were able to fish that thing out finally, and I got some, finally got some damn relief.
Oh yeah.
So today I'm pretty much back to normal. I've got antibiotic drops and anti-inflammatory drops, but my eye has been messed up for like 48 hours. It's pretty bad.
Wow.
But look, the reason I wanted to do this live stream is because I wanted to respond to what's happening with the atheist community right now, like hot off the press. And, I don't even know. I have no idea. I'm not looking, but I'm going to go check just for shits and giggles to see who's even watching. It doesn't matter who's watching right now. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to make this video, and I didn't want to go through the process of editing and uploading. Um,
Right.
so I just wanted to do a quick live stream and kind of react and respond to what's happening. Look, I subscribe to a channel called The Atheist Experience, and I love these guys. They're wonderful people. I think I have learned so bloody much from these guys. All kinds of history on ancient cultures, ancient religions, all the shit that I'm interested in. Um, Matt Dillahunty is one of the main hosts, and Tracy Harris, fantastic people. I've learned so much from Matt Dillahunty on like logical fallacies, listening to these conversations, and I just love this channel. It's called the Atheist Experience, and pardon me right now, but I'm doing two things at once. I want to go to my channel. Thank you very much. All right, my channel. Thank you. All right, pardon me, there might be a moment of feedback. There we go. Pause, mute. Fellow man, my fellow man, Pablo Damon, our two favorite people.
Yes. Oh joy.
Fellow man, you might be very interested in this particular topic. And Pablo Damon, I'm pretty sure he's here just to talk shit about Amy.
Yeah, probably. He's so compassionate, so caring, so empathetic. Yeah.
Pablo, I'm going to click remove. And no, I didn't actually mean to remove your comment. What I wanted to do was actually remove your moderator status, manage moderators. There we go. Sorry. Sorry, Pablo. I didn't mean to remove your comment, but I am going to start removing I've got too many moderators. Um, looking at my moderators. There he is, Pablo.
CPU is starting to act up again.
All right. I'm just going to remove a couple of moderators. I've got too many moderators. Okay. Okay. All right. So look, I just wanted to address this issue with. I don't know if anybody who subscribes to me is even aware. I suspect some people are. There was a conference in Dallas, Texas, uh, where it was an atheist conference, and I don't remember the name of the conference, but there was like all kinds of like atheist YouTube channels. The people who run those channels, they showed up in Dallas for this conference. And the Atheist Experience, which is the atheist community of Austin, Texas, um, they were having all of these people come, drive over and host the show, or guest host the show. And there was this channel called Rationality Rules. And gosh, it's been a while since I've done a live stream, so just please bear with me a second here. Let me figure out where I am. I wanted to show a couple of things. I think it's pretty disgraceful what they have done. The atheist community of Austin, the Atheist Experience channel and the atheist community of Austin has denounced Rationality Rules. I want to show you guys something real quick. I'm going to play for you a video. It's only about 4 minutes from Pine Creek, another channel that I subscribe to. And this video is called Excommunicate Rationality Rules. So if you don't know who Rationality Rules is, he's a British, United Kingdom, UK YouTuber who is, as his name implies, very rational, very logical. And he was there, he showed up, he made the trip to the conference, and they hosted him as a guest host. And they all had a great time, and they all spoke very highly of him and thought very highly of him. And then he went back home, and this just happened within the last day or two. And he posted a video. Maybe I should play that video first. I wonder. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Let me play that video first. And Amy, you let me know. Oops. Click the wrong click. I want to go to.
Yeah, that would be a good plan.
Oh, where did it go? Where did the link? Oh, Rationality Rules video. All right, let me go back to my subscriptions because it's right down here somewhere. It's right down here. Anyway, Rationality Rules went back home to the UK and he posted a video about his opinion on the trans people, like, in other words, male to female trans, engaging in women's sports. I'm almost there. Where did it go? Cult of Dusty has covered this. Sarah Michael has covered this. Pine Creek has covered this. Where did it go? It was right down here. He went home and he posted this video about his opinion on male to female trans people competing in women's sports. And I completely agree. I think it's completely unfair. And
Yep.
for the record, we were chatting on Skype just before we went live, talking with Gandalf. He completely agrees. It's completely messed up. It's totally unfair for a male to female trans to suddenly go and compete in women's sports. Now, women's sports and men's sports have been segregated for a very logical and very rational reason.
Indeed.
Men and women are not biologically equivalent. Men have higher libido. They have higher rates of oxygen transfer. They have higher. They have a higher. What is it? Stronger heart uh, um, capacity to transfer blood. They have higher blood to oxygen ratio. They have higher what's called fast twitch muscle reaction. all kinds of literally scientific and biological reasons. Gosh, where did it go? I can't find it.
I wonder if he deleted it.
He might have.
I
Oh,
mean,
oh, he's got a brand.
conceivably.
He's got a brand new video 3 hours ago. I've been denounced by the ACA. Maybe I'll play that one. It's only 7 minutes. Let me see if I can find his original video. In fact, I'll go to his channel this way. We'll go there first. See if I can see if it's still up, and then I'll do a screen share and I'll try to play this video. Um, he deleted it. Oh, he deleted it. I watched it just like 10 minutes ago. That's why I wanted to go live and react. I wanted to share this video. He deleted that
Oh
video.
man.
Oh, crap. All right, I'll tell you
Well,
what.
let's play the one that he just put up then.
Yeah, I will. Okay. I got to get back over to the other page and do a screen share. Just a second, please. Um, oh, and by the way, YouTube changed their setup, and it took me a minute to even get. Let me know. You got my screen? I should be sharing. Let me know.
I I'm seeing it.
You got my screen? I can't hear you, Amy.
If I can with my
Anyway, I should be
CPU
screen sharing.
behavior.
I want to go ahead and play this. And you let me know, Amy. I know that you're glitching. Amy, please let me know if you can hear this. And those people in the live chat, let me know if you can hear this. I'll
I'm
play it right now for 2 seconds.
seeing your screen if you can hear me.
The Faithless Forum.
Yeah, you're good.
Something good. Amy, can you hear? Can you guys in the live chat? Anybody in the live chat? Can you hear the audio? No sound. Zoroaster, no sound. So you can't hear? All right. Here, okay. If you can't hear what he has been saying so far, he has just posted a copy, a screenshot of what the atheist experience and the atheist community of Austin has posted. I'm going to run to the restroom. You guys read this, please. Read what the atheist experience has posted about Stephen Woodford and the video that he just posted about trans women competing in women's sports. And I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Wow. Transphobic. Oh dear. I mean, I have no problem supporting such a community, except that I do have issues with biological males allowed to compete with biological females. This makes little sense to say it's transphobic
Okay, I'm back.
Truly
And
amazing. Yep. Right
is that
now
a
my CPU is behaving. It will
is it
it's intermittent. It goes to 100% and then freaks out and
so?
then it
Did you get a
settles
chance
down.
to read this? Did you get
Yeah.
a chance? Is
Yeah.
that not an abomination?
That's crazy. Just because you think that biological males should not compete with biological females does not make you transphobic.
Well, yeah, agreed. First of all, the term transphobic, while it's a ubiquitous term, it's the colloquial term that we use for anybody who disagrees with anything to do with trans people.
Yep.
There's nothing to the whole term phobic that implies an irrational fear. Okay,
Yes.
so it's a wrong term to begin with.
Yes.
Transphobic is the wrong term to use. Nobody has an irrational fear of trans people. Nobody has that. Okay, it's an
Well,
improper term.
I'm going to say that it is conceivable that there may be a small handful of
A
people who
micro,
really
okay,
are, but
yeah, a micro set of imbalanced people, maybe
statistically
so.
speaking,
Sure.
statistically speaking, all people are not transphobic.
Look, we all have our reasons to disagree. That doesn't mean we have an irrational fear. So the idea of transphobic is the wrong term to use. That's out on the outset, okay? Right out the gate, that's the wrong term to use. Transphobic or homophobic, these are the wrong terms to be using. They're bandying about these terms of phobia, irrational fear. Those are just the wrong terminology. That's just, right out the gate.
Yes.
Second of all, the atheist experience up here, if you can see my mouse, the very top,
Mhm.
the atheist experience, I'm subscribed to their YouTube channel. I love their content. Matt Dillahunty, Tracy Harris, Jen Peebles, Don Baker, and all the other hosts, they're all wonderful people. Now, there's only a handful of hosts, and two of them are gay, right? Don Baker is gay. Uh, Jen Peebles is lesbian, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm subscribed to gay YouTubers. I'm subscribed actually to trans people. Okay, I'm subscribed to black people on YouTube. I'm subscribed to all kinds of people. If you have rational motivations and rational arguments and cognitive, rational, logical things to say, then I'm interested in what you have to say, and I'm subscribed to all kinds of people. Okay, I have no,
Yeah,
I have no fucking
irrespective of
phobia.
their sexuality.
Yeah, exactly. I have no fucking
Yep.
phobia. I'm not, and there's no irrational fear of trans or gay or black or whatever. It's not a phobia. Stop calling it phobia. That's bullshit. That's right on the get. But on the other hand, I know that the atheist experience is very supportive of the LGBTQIA, LMNOP, MOUSE, Mickey Mouse, right? I know that they support these movements and these groups of people, and I'm all for it. Okay, everybody should deserve respect. I'm all for respecting people for people. Anybody who's gay or trans or lesbian or bi or whatever, you deserve as much respect as any other human being. Period. That's the end of that conversation. You deserve as much respect as any other human being. But for the ACA and the atheist experience to come out and make this, oh, and by the way, I got to preface this. This statement from the atheist experience in the ACA, the Atheist Community of Austin, they put out this statement literally within minutes, like within 10 minutes of Rationality Rules video that he posted. Let me go see if I can go to that video. Oh, there it is. This is his rebuttal video. He's been denounced by the ACA. So this is the statement the ACA put out. And I'm sorry, I'm using headphones. I don't have my old microphone, so I can't get the audio to actually play. I don't know how to actually make that happen. I'll put maybe I'll put a video link, but you can see the title here. And if you're interested in what Stephen Woodford has to say, feel free to go over to Rationality Rules channel right here. Here's the title, and here is Rationality Rules. You can see what search to put in if you want to go see what he has to say. Bottom line is this. He posted this video, and it's been deleted. I wanted to play that video where he talked about his opinion
Yep.
and the science and the medical community's opinion. He posted lots of source material to support his rational argument that it's not fair for a male to female trans to compete in a physical sport against women. And then within minutes, this is bizarre. Within minutes, the atheist community of Austin and the atheist experience put out that public statement, the one that I just showed, this one right here, where they literally denounced rationality rules. This
Can
guy's got almost two. Go ahead.
can I make a suggestion on this? Is it conceivable that there is some effort to divide that community?
Well, nothing surprises me anymore.
I mean, seriously, they do their best to divide every community that looks like
Sure.
it's building any kind of power base.
Right.
Once it looks like it might have some power and some statement to make, they finagle people in to create dissent and
And
disruption.
that, Amy, it wouldn't surprise me, that there might be some deep underlying conspiracy. I don't know. I do.
Well,
I've been subscribed to the Atheist Experience. These guys up here, Atheist Experience. I've been subscribed to them for a long time, and I watch their videos often because I learn so much about philosophy and logical arguments, logical fallacies. I learned a lot by watching these and listening to these guys debate callers, because the atheist experience, if you don't know, if you're watching me and you're a subscriber and you don't know who these guys are, they're a radio television call-in show where they primarily focus on the theist or the deist callers. Now everybody calls, atheists call in and whatever, but they try to get as many believers to call in so that they can basically
right,
ask them, why do you believe what you believe, and what rationality do you have to justify your belief in your deity, whatever that deity is, or whatever belief that you may hold. And
right.
I learned so much about logical fallacies and philosophy and things like that, and a little bit of history and a little bit of theology, and I learned all kinds of interesting shit that I'm interested in by watching these guys. And they're very logical, and they're very rational, and sometimes a little bit crass. Um, but honestly, when you have idiots call in, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some crassness or some glibness, exuding.
Sure,
So,
sure.
but I've been big fans of these guys, and they have a couple of gay and LGBT hosts, like Jen Peoples. She's a lesbian, I think, and Don Baker is gay. I'm pretty sure, and so they totally support the LGBT community, and I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah,
But when rationality rules, his name is Stephen Woodford, by the way. This guy, and he's extraordinarily rational and very, very philosophical, and he has changed his mind on a couple of topics, and he's not at all fixed and firm in his positions, and when you can present a rational logical argument, he changes his position. This is a very logical, rational person. So
yes,
he puts forth his argument that he thinks it's unfair that a male to female trans person, a male to female tranny, a woman trans, okay, used to be a man, to compete in a physical sport like weightlifting, or track and field, or I don't know, boxing or MMA or whatever, that it's completely unfair. In fact, if you look at the statistics, that these trans people who are competing in these women's sports are breaking records, and they're absolutely destroying. They're just they're just wiping out all the records, and they're destroying these women in their competitive sport. And that's completely unfair. And I know that there are rules, supposed rules, that you have to be on hormone therapy for 1 year. The rules for like the Olympics and various other competitive sports, that trans people have to be on estrogen therapy for 1 year minimum in order to compete against women. And that doesn't seem to matter because the women, excuse me, the men trans to women, um, men have um, they have larger hearts. They have a better capacity for blood oxygen transfer. They have larger muscle mass. They have higher. It's called twitch rate, which is the ability to your muscles to react and twitch or contract quickly. And so there's no question that biologically men are superior to women when it comes to physical sport. There's no question. That shouldn't even be a controversy. And I think it's appalling that the atheist community of Austin, that the Atheist Experience YouTube channel and the atheist community of Austin has denounced. They just had this guy on as co-host, and he co-hosted several episodes of the Atheist Experience. They also had him on Talk Heathen, which is a follow-up show. Um, and they paraded this guy around as a brilliant and clever and rational and logical individual. And then he goes home and he makes this one video where he's like, I don't think it's fair that trans men should compete against biological women. And all of a sudden they put out this fucking notice where they completely denounce him in this manner. We acknowledge that the ACA did a poor job showing our support by allowing Mr. Woodford to make appearances on our shows without either
Yeah.
addressing his
Well,
controversial views on the air or asking to refrain from appearance until he released a clarifying statement on his channel. We also failed to communicate our feelings and intentions in a timely manner to our volunteers and fans. We sincerely apologize for the pain and anguish our
oh dear.
failings have caused our viewers, volunteers, and our ACA family all over the world. We love the trans community and are deeply distressed to have caused anyone harm. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, really. I mean, someone's opinion, when stated, is not their responsibility for the emotional reaction of the one who hears it, number one. The person who hears it is the one who chooses how they feel by what they think about and how they think about what they think about. It's not my responsibility if I say something to coddle a person that doesn't like what I say. Period.
Well,
It's
you know,
their
this
responsibility.
yeah, exactly. And this idea that, well, if you're a man and you transition to a woman, that you need to at least be on estrogen therapy for 12 months, 1 year.
Yeah,
And
that's not
all of a
going to
sudden you're equal
eradicate.
all of a sudden you're equal to a woman.
Yeah, no, that the fact that they're blowing records and beating everybody in these competitions should be a clue that this doesn't make them equal, right?
Right. This idea that 12 months of estrogen therapy, it suddenly makes you equal to a woman. Look, men have greater bone density. Men have higher muscle mass.
Yeah,
Men have higher twitch rate. The muscles that twitch, the twitch rate of your muscle mass. All of these biological aspects, none of that shit. 12 months of estrogen therapy is not going to undo 30 fucking years of being a man.
yeah, it's not going to undo the biological aspects.
I roll estrogen up in smoke. What's up, Rob? It's just absolutely bizarre to me that the atheist experience and the atheist community of Austin would act like fucking snowflakes with this knee jerk reaction to this one opinion, this one video that Stephen Woodford posted when he got home to the UK. After this amazing experience that he had when he traveled here to the US and he interacted with all the atheist YouTubers and all the people at the atheist experience and the conference with Seth Andrews and Aaron Raw and Matt Dillahunty and Tracy Harris and Jen Peebles and all the people at all these atheist YouTubers and all the people at the ACA and the AE. They have this amazing experience, and then he goes home and he posts this one opinion piece. And by the way, I think he's completely correct. And second, he backed up his opinion with a whole bunch of citations from actual doctors and science, lots and lots of citations to back up his. And unfortunately, video is deleted because I wanted to show his citations, but in the time it took for me to talk to you on Skype and then get this live stream going, that video has been deleted because he's gotten a shitload of backlash. In fact, that particular video had 228, I think 228 or 238,000 views. He has 193,000 subscribers. So when your video has way more views than your subscribers in, I don't know, 7 hours, I call that viral. You know what I mean? That's like he got a shitload of attention from that fucking video. And he has since pulled that video. Unfortunately, he pulled that video.
Yeah.
And that's really sad because I think he was correct. And I'm just going to jump over
Yep.
to the live stream and I'm going to ask anybody. Look, we got 13 watching. Do you guys agree or disagree? Do you think that trans men who transition into a woman, do you think that a man should be able to compete with women in physical sports? And by physical, I mean all the way down to, I don't know, golf. Even golf, for instance, right? Because I guarantee you a man can hit a ball farther than a woman, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I mean, I agree that gay and trans people should get and deserve all the respect that any human being on earth should get and deserve.
Absolutely.
And this idea of, oh, I disagree that you should compete against women suddenly makes you a transphobic is fucking bullshit.
I agree with that too.
So I want to ask people in the live. There's only a few people, and there's only a couple. We got Rob, and we got We Are Free. Zoroaster's in the chat. Who else is in here? Pablo. Um, Pablo, Hayward, Jeb. Who else? Fellow Man's in the chat. Who else? Johnny Mossy, I'm not sure if you're still with us, but anybody who's in the chat, let me know what you think. Do you think a man who transitions into a woman, takes a couple of months, maybe 12 months of estrogen therapy, should suddenly be able to compete in a physical sport like track and field, boxing, MMA, any kind of physical sport? Do you think that's even fair at all? Watchdog, I agree 100%. Watchdog, could you clarify? You agree with my position, or do you agree that they should be able to compete?
Good question.
Absolutely, absolutely not. Thank you. We Are Free. My masculinity tells me to crush my competition, see them driven before me, and hear the lamentations of the losers. Zoroaster, respect everyone until they show reason to be disrespected. 100% agree. 100%.
Exactly.
A man pretending to be a woman shouldn't compete. Thank you.
I agree with that too.
So again, just to restate, to make 100% clarity, I do agree that gay and trans people, anyone in the LGBT community, they deserve and they should get all the respect that any human being should get. They should be able to marry who they want legally.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, if they feel like they need a separate bathroom or whatever, I'm okay with that. But to go into the Olympics and to just demolish the women, and look, Rationality Rules, he made this video and he highlighted this particular girl, one case in particular, where this girl lost her scholarship. She lost her fucking scholarship because because two brothers, excuse me, two brothers, two trans boys who transitioned to women competed and demolished all the women. They took first and second place in some track and field event. And this one girl who was bumped down to the 8th position, she lost a potential scholarship as a result. That's freaking
Yeah, that
that's bullshit.
agreed.
No one should be able to marry who they
Agreed
want.
100%.
No, I mean that's just absurd.
They should all be arranged
I mean, the
marriages.
uh, the recently there was a male to female trans who competed in a women's weightlifting competition, and he doubled the record. He doubled the record. Okay, that's beyond bizarre. That is not even close to what I would consider fair. So, without going into too much,
Not in the
detail
least.
on all of the biological details of men to women, even including trans and even including those on hormone therapy, there's just no way that I am going to be on board with a man who spent 30 or 35 years of his life growing up with the muscle mass and bone density and the hemoglobin, oxygen transfer, and all the biological aspects of men's advantage over women. Okay. There's just no fucking way that I'm going to be on board with, hey, I decided to be a woman and I've been on estrogen for 12 months. So I should be able to compete with that little 110-pound female over there. Right. I tell you what, why don't you show, let's do a test. Let's do a thought experiment. Take any man and put him on estrogen therapy for 12 months and then put him in a ring on a boxing match or an MMA match against the best MMA female or the best boxing female and see what happens. She's going to get fucking beat to a pulp.
Yep, absolutely.
Exactly, Barb. If they are a separate gender, they should have a separate competition. You know what? Men and women, the sports arena, men and women have been segregated for a fucking reason. There's a reason women don't compete against men in all of these competitive physical sports. There's a reason that men and women don't box against each other. They don't wrestle against each other. You don't see a man, even if you took the worst rated MMA male and put him against the best rated MMA female, who do you think's going to win? I mean,
Guaranteed the male, unless
maybe.
he
I
happens,
wouldn't say
and
guaranteed. I wouldn't say guaranteed.
yeah, if he happened to start out as a 98-pound weakling, maybe not, but
Sure,
you know,
sure. Not look,
but
that's not to knock female, and I'm
th-
not knocking women. I'm not knocking
no,
women.
of course not. It's strictly a biological
It's
difference.
just my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, but I would say that the best MMA female would still have competition against the worst MMA male.
Right.
She would still
Yes.
have a hard time. It would be maybe a level playing field. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But to take the best MMA male and put him against the best MMA female, it's going to be a slaughterhouse.
Yep.
There's not even in question. And
I agree.
let's say the best MMA male, he's on estrogen for 12 months, and then you put him in a ring with the best MMA female. You know what's going to happen? Same fucking thing. He's going to slaughter
Mhm.
the woman.
Yep.
That's just not even in the cards.
I agree.
And I'm absolutely appalled at the Atheist Experience. Where did my link go? I'm still screen sharing, right? This
Yep.
fucking denunciation of rationality rules here is just bizarre. It's knee jerk. It's a snowflake knee jerk reaction, and I am disgusted by their reaction. I am appalled by
I
this.
am too.
We sincerely apologize for the pain and anguish our feelings or our failings have caused our viewers. Get the fuck
That's
out
so
of here.
snowflake. That is so snowflake.
And
Oh my
by the
God.
way, just to be clear, this statement here from the Atheist Experience from the ACA, this statement came out after Stephen Woodford went home. After he went home and
Yep.
posted a video. It's not like he posted a video previously and they didn't pick up on it, like it slipped under the radar. He went to America. He had this great experience with all these people. They had him on the show. He hosted the show, many shows. He hosted the Atheist
Mm-hmm.
Experience. He hosted Talk Heathen. He was a speaker at the conferences. He had this amazing, wonderful experience. They loved him. And then he went home and he posted a video having nothing to do with atheism. He posted a video of
Yeah.
his opinion based on actual biology and science and medical research to back up his opinion with a rational argument and logical inference. And it's all after the fact. This is all happening like right now as we speak. He went to Austin, traveled from the UK, had this amazing experience, and then he went home and posted this video about trans men competing against women. And now the Atheist Experience is like, oh my God, holy fuck, we're so sorry we offended the trans people. Get the fuck out of here. What kind of knee jerk reaction snowflake bullshit is this?
It's
Um,
bullshit.
I am shocked to
Sure.
my core. And
Yep.
I felt compelled to react. This is nonsense and rationality. Stephen, if there's any chance you get wind of this video, I completely stand with you. I agree that men should not compete against women. I don't care if you've been on estrogen for 12 months. That is bullshit. That is
Yep.
that is just it's just bullshit. There's a reason that men and women are segregated in sports because men are built differently. It's a biological fact. Has nothing
Irrespective of how much estrogen they've pumped into their body, many of the differences will not change.
right. You know what? Stephen, in his video that he posted, he added a little clip from Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan was talking about this subject. And Joe Rogan, he's an MMA fighter. You know, if you guys know who Joe, you know who Joe
Yep.
is.
Yep.
Joe, in his podcast, was talking about the subject. He held up his fist and he made a fist on camera and he said, look, even if I took estrogen for 12 months or a couple of years or whatever, he said, these don't go away. And he balled up his fist and he showed it to the camera. He said, these don't go away. I don't care how much estrogen I take, these don't go away.
That's
He
true.
said, show me a woman with a fist like this, right?
Right.
The bone density, look, the muscle twitch rate, the oh, it just left my brain. The blood oxygen transfer, the heart. We have bigger hearts, we have bigger muscles, we have greater bone density. This is a biological fact. Men are built the way that men are built. Women are built the way women are built, and that is why women don't compete against men in any fucking sport,
Yep.
except for very very rare occasions where it's a what's the word? It's an exhibition match. You might have a woman golfer compete against a male golfer, you know, but you'll never see a woman box against a male, right?
Nope.
She's going to get pulverized.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I stand with Stephen too.
I think a lot of people do. And
Yeah.
I've got this video posted, this image here. Never mind. Ignore that image that's showing right now. They're called Special Olympics. Exactly, Rob. Special. You know what? That's another thing. Special Olympics, people who have missing arms, missing legs, they're paralyzed, they're paraplegic or quadriplegic. Those people compete against each other. They don't compete against normal people. I don't care what kind of hormones you're fucking hormone therapy you're taking. Don't care, don't care, don't care. Billie Jean King only won because the dude was fat and old. That's exactly right. The Special Olympics. That was something I wanted to bring up. The Special Olympics. The I guess I don't know what else to call the Special Olympics. They're special. They're not special, but they're quadriplegic and paraplegic, and handicapped, handicapable people. They don't compete against normal people. There's a reason for that. Women don't compete against men. There's a reason for that.
Right.
When have you ever saw a woman in a real competition like the Olympics or any other real competition, wrestling, even wrestling? Women don't wrestle against men. They don't box against men. You won't see a woman and a man in an MMA ring. You won't see a woman running or throwing javelins or shot put or anything. And even something as an inane as golf. Not just that, women aren't excluded from competing in male sports. The only reason they have their own division is because of the differences. Exactly. They're biological differences. You can't get away from that. I don't
Yep.
care if you feel like a woman today and feel like a man tomorrow. I don't care if you've been on estrogen or testosterone for a year. I don't fucking care. You were born what you were born. That is your genetic, biological makeup. You have greater bone density. You have greater hemoglobin, blood transfer, oxygen transfer. You have a larger heart. You have bigger muscles with faster twitch rates. That is biological. And I don't fucking care what hormone therapy you've been on. You cannot compete. There's no competition.
Yep.
And for the atheist experience and the ACA to denounce Stephen Woodford the way they did, I think is absolutely disgraceful.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
And I love the ACA. And I love the atheist experience. And I love the trans community people, the LGBT. I'm subscribed to gays. I have gay people that I'm subscribed to. I have trans people that I'm subscribed to. I have no problem with people. And I think they all deserve as much respect as any other human being on the planet. But don't come to me and say, well, I've been a man for 35 years, but now I'm a woman and I want to go compete against 110-pound women. Sorry, no. How about no?
Yeah. I agree.
Look, and I realize that my reaction right now is largely emotional, but I'm appalled, man. I'm shocked. I'm a little bit shocked that the atheist community would act like such fucking snowflakes. I thought these guys had thicker skin than this.
Or really, I thought they had a better rationality skill, but clearly they are responding on an emotional level, uh, not a rational one.
There actually have been calling Stephen Woodford of Rationality Rules. There have been calls that he's transphobic. I mean, you haven't even watched his full video. I've seen response videos that showed up within minutes, like 7 minutes. His video was 15 minutes long. So halfway through his video, response videos are already showing up, which means you didn't watch his full video.
Yeah.
And it's an emotional knee-jerk reaction, and there's no rationality, there's no logic-based reaction to any of this. It's bizarre to me, and I'm shocked to my freaking core. I'm literally, my head is spinning. I can't believe these people are acting like such snowflakes.
It's a mystery to me.
It's snowing in May. Flakes are everywhere. Well, you guys, look, I just wanted to get this out. I really don't have anything else to say.
Can can I add something that's off topic just really quick?
Sure.
Check out my latest video. It's called UBI, and in it I discuss the universal basic income.
Well, I
And
saw
that's it.
your, well, Amy, I did see your video and I would recommend people check it out.
Thank you.
While I don't agree with your final conclusion, and you know why, and you and I have gone round and round for 3 years over the topic, um, I think the universal basic income is, I, I think it's a dead end. I think it's a nonsensical. Um, I think it leads us towards a dystopian future. As you mentioned, robots and AI are going to be taking over the vast majority of the jobs. We are set in the next, I would say, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 at the most. In the next several years, we are going to see
Mhm.
the shipping and trucking industry is going to be run by automatic, you know, vehicles that are self-driving. We won't need truckers anymore, and that's going to be an enormous detriment to our society and our economy at large. Truckers make up, I would suggest, I'm guessing here, 20%. And
True.
anybody who has spent any time on the freeway and you just count the cars versus count the semi trucks, look at how many fucking truckers there are on the road, especially during rush hour when you can see them all crammed together. Count the cars and count the trucks. How many trucks versus how many cars? There's a shitload of truckers. And when they're all out of work, we're going to be in bad shape. Okay. The self-driving trucks, that's going to be the first. You watch. The truckers, when the truckers lose their jobs, when shipping transport people lose their jobs, our economy is going to take an enormous shit. Something bad is in the works, and this is a big part of it. And this idea of the universal basic income, where are they going to get the money? They got to take it from everybody else. You're going to pay people to not work. You're going to pay people to not do anything because there ain't no fucking jobs left. I think the universal basic income, it's 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 elusive to a future dystopia where you're going to get credits from the government so you can go buy your toilet clean so you can have something to eat tonight, and that's where we're headed. You're going to get, and by the way, like you mentioned, if you say the wrong thing, if you vote the wrong way, if you post the wrong thing on Twitter, then oh, no social credits for you, no UBI for you. So I think you got that right, Amy. You got some things right, but I disagree. I disagree with your overall
Yep.
solution, and we can talk
Well,
about that.
I
And you and I have disagreed.
I still don't understand that, but I don't think I
No,
want to get
definitely
into
not.
it
We'll be
right
here for
now.
two more hours.
Easily.
No, but I see a real problem with the UBI, the Universal Basic Income. I think that is a real problem. I think our future is looking pretty bleak. So when the robots and the AI continue to take over the jobs, particularly shipping and trucking, I think that's going to be a big, huge, huge, huge impact
Well,
on our society as a whole.
and they'll take over cashiers. Mm.
Well, they've already taken over cashiers. Have you been to the store
Yes.
lately?
Yes.
Have you been to
They're
Lowe's? Have you been to Home Depot? Have you been to the grocery store? The cashiers, holy shit, you go to the fucking store and there's one, maybe two cashiers, and there's, 10 people in line, and then there's those self-checkout lines where you as the consumer have become your own cashier. You got to check your own shit out.
Yep. Well, and they're gonna take over sales. They're gonna take
Hey,
over advertising. They're gonna take over marketing. They're gonna take over let's see, what else can they take? I mean, virtually all the jobs. I mean, no, they will. I mean, even they've even got them painting. They're going to take over the art. They're, they're going to take over the music. They're going to take over. I mean, this will leave us with virtually nothing.
Yeah, look at the comments right now. Infrigo the Fridge showed up. Hi, Infrigo. Hi, Lababs. And Bob McCaster and Peter Pan. But check out these comments showing up right now because of the new subject. Um, Labab says, "Hi guys. The real thing. Italy has approved." She says UIT. I don't know what UIT. I don't know if that's a typo or if it's a different way of initializing, but has a political program. She says Amy got it right, the EU here, and then she said, "Thank you. I should have been warned." Uh, Bob McCaster says the UBI was tested in a community in Canada and was canceled due to its failings. Um, it's about the same like a while ago in Indonesia. Government workers had to vote for the president, otherwise they lost their jobs.
Yeah.
Um, I can tell you right now that Sweden is the first country in the world to ban. Is like Sweden is the first cashless society. They've banned all cash transactions. That's going to be another huge thing because look, if you if you ban cash transactions, then we have literally entered a what's a technocratic future dystopia.
Yes.
Because look, if you're like someone like me, I live in a neighborhood, I own a house. Let's say maybe I want to, I've got an old pond. I want to get rid of the pond. I need to bring in a bunch of dirt. I need to shovel some dirt and pack it down and fill in the pond hole. And maybe I want to hire a local teenager, someone in my neighborhood, a teenager who needs some money so he can go take his girlfriend out to dinner or some shit, right? When I was a teenager, I used to go throughout my neighborhood and I would shovel gravel, I would dig ditches, I would work for my neighbors. How do you pay? How do you pay a teenager in your neighborhood to help you around the house? How do you pay a teenager who needs some money to pay his car insurance or pay his cell phone bill or take his girlfriend out to dinner without cash? How do you pay a local teenager to help you fix up your yard or rake or shovel or carry trash or whatever, right? So now, if you get rid of cash, how does one neighbor to the next? It's like, oh, you damaged my property. Here's $100. I'll throw you a C note. Here's $100 bill. No, I have to transfer from my bank account to your bank account, which means we got to have all these numbers and settings and everything all set up so that I could get in my banking app and send it to your banking app. How do you do that when you want to hire a local teenager in your neighborhood to help you shovel gravel or dig a ditch? You know? And like you said in your video, Amy, I think you're 100% correct. When we have a complete worldwide UBI, universal basic income, when that's finally implemented, then the powers that be have 100% control. God forbid you say the wrong thing on Twitter. Look, there are people in the UK right now who are in jail for literally clicking the like button on a Twitter. There are people who in the UK right now who are getting visits from the local authorities for literally liking a Facebook post. So the future looks dark, you guys. Zach Hawkins, hey brother, how you been? I saw your little bunny video. You had a little dinner guest. I didn't leave you a comment, but I saw your video. We are free is not for cashless. I am not for cashless. I hope that no one is for a cashless society. We have to have a way to interact with each other
Yes.
from human to human. And even if it is, government issued, debt dollars or, tokens, call it what you want. I need a way to pay my local teenager to help me in my yard to shovel mulch or to help me dig a ditch or to move some fucking dirt. How else do human to human interactions transact? So now, if you're a teenager, maybe you're 12, 13 years old and you need some cash because you got a girlfriend, you want to take her to the movies. How else are you supposed to go earn $1? I got a neighbor, he needs some help. I'm willing to help. He needs help, I'm willing to help. How is he going to pay me? There ain't no fucking cash. Well, I'm 13 years old. I don't have a bank account. I don't have a banking app. How am I supposed to pay my local teenager a few bucks to help me, in my yard? It's just that's just not in the cards. I think a cashless society is one of the worst things that we could ever see. We have to have a way to interact with each other, person to person, one on one. And if I want to pay you 100 or 200 bucks, if I want to come to your house and buy your trailer or buy an old tool that you don't use anymore that I could use, if you want to post something on Craigslist and I show up and I want to buy it, what? Now we got to get into our banking. Now the bank is involved. I can't just come over and say, "Hey, you got a grinder? I need a grinder. You don't want it? I want it. What do you want? 50 bucks? You want 25 bucks? Done deal. There's 25 bucks. Thank you for the grinder. See you later." No, the bank has to be involved. Oh, and when the bank gets involved, the government's involved, and now we're paying taxes. What? I can't go to my neighbor and buy an old tool, buy his old lawnmower without the bank and taxes and the government getting involved? Are you fucking kidding me?
And a record of all transactions.
Right.
It's like, why do they need to know that you went to your neighbor and bought a saw or whatever? Why do
Exactly.
they what do they need to have that information for?
Exactly. Celtic shaman, Barb McCaster, exactly. Exactly. They're choking the freedom from us. Babysitters, lawnmowers, farmers markets, yard sales, all done and gone.
Yep.
All right, so I want to just highlight this one more time. This is Rationality Rules right here, everybody. Am I still screen sharing, Amy?
Yes, you are.
Rationality Rules, everybody. Go over here and watch Rationality Rules. Give him a subscription. He's got 193,000 and he's lost some subs because of this fucking controversy. This is a really smart individual. He bases everything on logic and rationality. He's a brilliant, brilliant young man, and I highly recommend subscribing to his channel and checking out his content. And he was recently flogged and denounced by the ACA. That's the Atheist Community of Austin, and here the Atheist Community of Austin, and up here the Atheist Experience, the YouTube channel and television call-in show Atheist Experience, and they have unfortunately denounced him because of his opinion on the LGBTQ concept that male to female transition people should suddenly be able to compete against biological women in sports. I think it's an abomination. I think it's wrong. I think the ACA is wrong. I think the atheist experience is wrong. I think this is a big shitstorm, firestorm that's all of a sudden come out of nowhere. And it's a knee jerk snowflake reaction. I think it's fucking bullshit. I stand with Rationality Rules. Stephen, if you ever get wind of this video, I totally stand with you. I agree with you 100%. And I think it's an abomination what's going on right now. And the last thing we need right now, especially in the atheist community, the last thing we need right now is more division. Any community, the last thing we need is more division. So, Stephen, Rationality Rules, I stand with you, brother. I think you're a good man. I think your opinions are correct. And shame on you, ACA. This is bullshit right here. this is complete and utter bullshit. This is some snowflake reactionary bullshit. And that is my opinion, everybody. And I'm going to stop screen sharing. And I think I've laid out my argument well enough. Not sure. Am I done? There we go. Done screen sharing. Hey, there's my big ugly face with my injured pink eye looking right eye. Right eye. One eye symbolism, everybody. I fell to the eye the other day. If you're just tuning in, I had a pretty fairly serious eye injury that sent me to the emergency room the other day. But I did go to the ophthalmologist yesterday, and she was able to get that little needle prick and debris out of my eye, and I'm feeling way better. And I'm on some antibiotic drops and some anti-inflammatory drops. My eye is feeling much better. So, so there's that. And anything else? I just wanted to express my opinion. I think that I really, really just wanted to express my opinion. I think the ACA is completely wrong on this issue. So anyone who's curious, go over and check out Rationality Rules. I think he's a great channel. I think he's a brilliant young man. And so there's that.
Agreed. Agreed.
I have a Norman nose, my big ugly Jew nose. Norman, that's a Jew nose I got. See that thing? I got me a hook nose. Society has never been more divided. That's correct, shaman, Celtic shaman. And it's
Well,
weird because every chance they get, they just more and more subdivisions. And I think the
yes.
atheist community has. Thank you. We are. Um, um, the atheist community is something that I've been paying attention to a lot lately, and it's a community that has been growing a lot. They're really, really growing fast, and it's no surprise to me that this division right now is happening in the atheist community. Um, it's just the subdivisions. There's to the subdivision. The LGBT community is divided amongst itself. Right, every community is divided in subdivisions, and that's how order is out of chaos, chaos to order, and it's all
Control
a
out
matter.
of pandemonium.
But the question is who's order and who's chaos. So yeah,
Who's
anytime
control and
group
who's pandemonium?
yeah yeah anytime groups of people get together and start to agree on something, I guarantee soon to follow is some chaos and some subdivisions. And I think it's tragic what's happening. What happened with Rationality Rules. I mean, the guy's got 200, almost 200,000 subscribers. He's let me see real quick. Atheist, um, atheist experience. I don't think they have as many subs as Rationality Rules has. Um, oh, 21,000? Is that? Oh, sorry. 272,000. Okay, so they're a little bit bigger than Stephen Woodford. 272K on the atheist experience. Stephen Woodford's got 193,000. So, I mean, Stephen Woodford is no small potatoes, and a lot of
True.
people know who this guy is. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and go back just real quick, just for the shits and giggles, just to show. Let me just go ahead and share.
I need to step away for just a few moments. I will be right
This
back.
here is, I should be sharing. Let me get past this commercial. Sorry. There he is there's Rationality Rules on Talk Heathen. And here he is again. There he is again on Talk Heathen. Because he was just last week he was in Austin, and he was a speaker at conferences, and he was a guest host on the Atheist Experience. Where's it at? I'll find it. And there is what's her name? This other UK girl on Talk Heathen. I'll find him. There's Shannon Q on Talk Heathen. There he is. There he is on Atheist Experience. There's Rationality Rules on the Atheist Experience. He was just there. Look, May 8th, 2019, just a couple of days ago. So they had this big conference and they hosted him. He was a guest host on the Atheist Experience and Talk Heathen. And, you know, they all had this amazing experience and they all spoke very highly of each other. And at one point, Matt Dillahunty even said that Stephen Woodford was incredibly clever. Long story, somebody said, "Oh, you're trying to be clever," and Matt Pike said, "No, he's not trying to be. He's incredibly fucking clever." And then, you know, the guy goes home and he posts his opinion on the trans thing, and within minutes, it's tragic. Within minutes, he's denounced, and I just think I think it's
Amazing.
completely tragic, and I'm just so I'm still shocked to this very moment. I'm shocked to my core at their reaction to his video and this
I
public
am too.
statement that they put
I
out.
am too.
Ask the ACA for explanation. I'm going to do that, Watchdog. As soon as I get a chance, if I can, I'm actually gonna call in, see if I can get. I bet you, because they're getting a lot of backlash. I know there's a lot of pushback. A lot of videos are being posted as we speak on this issue, and if I get a chance, if I can catch them while they're live, I'm gonna call into their show. I swear to God, I'm going to call in and see if I can get them to make a public statement about this and see if I can argue against their rationality.
Or irrationality, shall we say?
Thanks, Lababs. Love you too. Shrooms legit in Colorado? Oh, I don't know about that one. Haven't heard. Our trans video was from last month? I don't think so. I think it was just posted the other day. I swear I just saw it in my subscription feed, Darcel. Versailles. I think I just saw it in my subscription feed the other day. And here, let me just show you this. I'm not sharing anymore. I'll share again. I want to show you something because this just happened. Let me grab a different tab. In my subscriptions, I'm subscribed to a channel called Pine Creek. Doug over at Pine Creek posted this video right here. Excommunicate rationality rules right here. And I'll highlight it. I recommend that you subscribe to Pine Creek. He's a good guy. And this is a satire video because this all just happened. Here's my comment. Good on you, Doug. This BS. You know, I'm surprised AE is acting like snowflakes. I stand with RR. Sucks to be divided. That's my comment.
Yeah.
Pine Creek just uploaded this today, talking about excommunicate rationality rules. This is a satire video, 4.5 or 5 minutes long, and he injects a couple of right here, a couple of Monty Python clips. This is a complete satire.
Awesome.
You know, Burner. She's a witch. How do you know she's a witch? Well, she looks like one. So, you know, this is a complete satire video here, and he's mocking the concept that the ACA. Here's the ACA public statement again. So good on you, Pine Creek. Good on you, Doug, for posting this satire video. I'm with you. I think it's pretty fucked up. So that's how I even found out about it. Was I got the clip from Doug, and again, I think it was Rationality Rules. I think he posted that video yesterday or today. I think it was a pretty recent. He made an incomplete response today. I haven't actually watched the response. I've just been busy trying to react with this live stream right now. You saw that one, Darcel? Yeah, it was funny. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna go. You know, it sucks because I'm using my headphones, and my headphones have a microphone. I used to have an external microphone. I used to be able to play videos, and then you guys could hear the audio, but right now that's not working. So you're gonna have to go and check out those videos if you're interested. Check out Rationality Rules. Unfortunately, Pine Creek uploaded his satire video, and he left a link to Rationality Rules video, and I was able to go watch that video. And I'm pretty sure it was like very, very recent, within the last couple of days, when he just got home after visiting America for that conference. So I think it was recent. I don't think it was last month's video. I could be wrong, but I think it was recent. So I'm just going to scan the chat here and see if there's anything else worth watching. Otherwise, I really just wanted to get that out. I wanted to react and, you know, put my opinion out there. I think the ACA is wrong. Knee-jerk, snowflake reaction. I think Rationality Rules is correct. I don't think men who transition to be women should be able to compete in physical sports against women. I think that's fucking bullshit. And the statistics and the biology and all of the science behind it shows that that is just not even fair and not even close. Uh, all of those male to female trans have blown records and just blown the women out of the water. Women are losing scholarships. They're losing money because when they win these events, you know, there's prize. In some cases, there are, you know, monetary awards when you win a sports event. And I just don't think that's fair at all.
I agree.
Uh, Celtic Shaman, the ACA is the Atheist Community of Austin. And there's a 7 to 10 or 15-second delay, so you'll get that in a second. Or at least there's a delay between your comment and my reaction. The ACA is the Atheist Community of Austin. So what else we got going on in the chat here? Let me see. Shrooms are legal in Colorado. They've been legal for a while. Didn't know that. What the hell? My phone's going. Let me see what else we got here. Blinkety blink. My phone is going nuts right now.
What was the name of that channel that did the spoof video?
That's Pine Creek.
Pine Creek.
You know what? I'll just do a screen share again so you can see the channel.
I'm
That's
looking.
okay.
I've got it. Other people may want it again, but I've got it, and I'm going over there, and I'm going to sub.
Here it is. I'm screen sharing. This is Pine Creek right here. His name is Doug, and he's a really good guy. He's really knowledgeable. He sometimes hosts debates, and he does interviews with theists and atheists. And this is basically an atheist, you know, based channel. And I think his approach is really gentle, really respectful, and he does a really good job with what he does, the way he does it. He has his own style, and I really like this channel.
I subbed him too.
But he just, you know, just a little while ago, May 11th, So that would be today. He just posted this video, Excommunicate Rationality Rules. It's a spoof. That's a satire video making fun of the idea that the atheist experience and the ACA has basically excommunicated Stephen Woodford from Rationality Rules based on his opinion on trans in sports. And it's just fucking bullshit, man. It's just bullshit.
I agree.
So go check out Pine Creek. Go check out Rationality Rules, and enjoy yourselves. These guys they're brilliant, and they're really good with there's a lot of philosophical topics that come up. I listen to these atheist and theosophical theological debates, and I learn so much about philosophy and logical arguments and logical fallacies just by listening to theological debates. Let alone the concept of theology. That's a completely
Yeah.
separate subject. But by listening to these guys debate, is it rational to believe in God, that kind of stuff, you learn a lot about the philosophical arguments of logical fallacies and shit like that. And so there's lots to learn besides the concept of theology. That's a completely separate issue. Uh, let's see here. Celtic Shaman missed their issue. RR is Rationality Rules, if you haven't figured that out. And the issue is that he posted a video about his opinion that male to female trans people should not compete in sports. And then the atheist community of Austin and the Atheist Experience YouTube channel and all the people involved have put out a public statement denouncing Rationality Rules, aka Stephen Woodford. And I disagree with that completely. I stand with Rationality Rules. I agree with his opinion and his position. I don't think that men who transition to females should be able to compete in physical sports. I think that's unfair in all of its facets. And honestly, I don't know anybody in a rational world who actually disagrees with that statement. And so far, I have polled, the subscribers and the people watching right now, and seems that everybody agrees with the idea that male to female trannies should not compete with biological females in sports. That's just completely unfair. And like I've stated earlier in this particular video, that there are women who have lost scholarships over this, and that there are women who have lost, monetary gains from winning particular sports events, because there are, various sports events where there are monetary gains if you're the winner. And, to have some guy who's been on estrogen therapy for 12 months compete against 110, 115 pound women and just kick their ass, it's just not fair to the women at all. Now, on the other hand, I would say that, Danica Von Patrick, the chick who drives the NASCAR, or is it the Formula One? It's Formula One, right? Danica Von Patrick? Danica Patrick or Von Patrick? You know what I'm talking about? Danica? Amy, do you know who I'm talking about? Amy, your audio is.
Right. Or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't keep up with that kind of stack.
okay, your audio is bad, but you know who I'm talking about, Danica. Um, if you're driving a car and you want to compete against, she's kicking their asses, and that's fine. This is not a physical sport. It's more of a mental game. Pushing a gas pedal and shifting gears and turning the steering wheel doesn't really require large muscle mass and shit like that. I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with Danica. And I'm happy to see that she's kicking everybody's ass. That's great. She's doing very well. I'm happy to see that. I'm okay with that. But for a man who's 35 years old and he's been a man his whole life to take estrogen for 12 months and suddenly decide that he's going to go compete in track and field, wrestling, boxing, the physical sports, and then just beat the crap out of these women. That's just not fair. Just nothing fair about that at all. Yeah, Celtic Shaman, they fail the drug test every time. Exactly, we are. NASCAR is different.
I think my CPU's back down now. I want to say, I would be, I'm a pretty decent driver, and I would be perfectly comfortable competing in a vehicle race with a man. That would not bother me. But do I want to go up against them on a physical level where their muscles versus my muscles, whether they have estrogen or not? No, no. I would feel it was unfair.
Right. Weightlifting, track and field,
Right. All of that.
the physical sports, just not.
Yep.
It's just Marie T has just joined us. Hello, Marie T. Go back to the beginning, Marie T. Don't make me repeat myself for the 10th time. Love you, but go back, sweetheart. Go back. All right, you guys. I don't have anything else to say unless you guys
Yeah,
want to.
I think we're set. And my CPU is getting weird again.
All right. Well, it's 2 o'clock, and I do have things to do.
Yeah, I've got a few things I need to handle as well.
I wanted to get this out there, and I didn't want to have to make a video and then edit the video and then upload the video. So I figured I'd do a live stream.
Yeah.
Peter Pan, I agree. Only the brainwashed disagree with us. So pretty much everybody who's listening is on board.
Yep. Absolutely.
The strong women's competition, they were also juicing. No surprise.
Yeah.
Do more live streams, Aaron. You know what? We are free. I'm thinking about it. I'm kind of itching to get back on the horse, if you know what I mean. And I've been talking with Gandalf and Amy about doing more live streams. I've been busy with work, but it's just a time thing. If I do live streams where I have guests, I feel compelled to spend a lot of time researching the guest and researching the topic. And that is, it's taxing on me and it's time consuming. And that part has really taken a toll. And that's one of the reasons that I've sort of taken a step away from live streams. It's kind of a pain in the ass and time consuming for me to do all the research every time I have a new guest and a new particular topic. But you know what? I'm thinking about doing more live streams where it's just sort of off the cuff, where we talk about whatever is happening, without, anything scripted, or I don't have to have 8 pages worth of freaking notes like I usually do. And, it's just a pain in the butt and time consuming for me to have to, just whatever. I'm thinking about just doing some more whatever streams. Oh, and by the way, the next time we're 99 shows, so the next Conwick show, when we finally do a Conwick show, it will be our 100th live stream, and I'm still planning on making a party out of it. I'm going to invite everybody, so whenever we can work that out, that's in our new future. Thank you for the subscription, Daniel Versailles. Maybe we'll kick off the live streams again. Maybe we'll get Conwick up and going again, but it won't be like it was. I'm not going to be spending all week long researching new people and new subjects. I just don't have the time to put into that anymore. It's been very taxing on me, although I did enjoy it. It's just too time consuming, and I've got it's springtime and I'm a contractor, so my work is very busy right now. So I've been looking to get back on the live stream horse again. So thanks for the kudos, and thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. Thanks for listening, and maybe we'll kick off the Conwick shows again. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for agreeing. Thanks for at least confirming that I'm not fucking crazy, that men should not take estrogen for a couple of months and suddenly think that they can compete against women. Thanks for letting me know that I'm not crazy with that idea. Go over and subscribe to Rationality Rules. Thanks for agreeing. And thanks for hanging out with me tonight or today. So I hope everybody has a good day. And as always, my sign off note is be good to each other and pick up your trash. Final thoughts, Amy.
Love always.
All right, you guys. We'll catch you next time. Thanks, and we'll see you next time around. I'm going to go ahead and kill this stream here in a couple of seconds if I can get to the page. Here we are. Thanks,
Bye
everybody,
bye.
and we'll see you soon. Be good to each other and pick up your trash. Bye bye.